Okay, so some exercises I would teach Jamal would include range of motion exercises for his ankle. So that would be like an ankle circle or ankle clocks. This would include plantar flexion as well as inversion, eversion while being plantar flexed. I'd advise Jamal to do this either supine or seated while limiting dorsiflexion to 0 degrees. So we're trying to limit dorsiflexion just so we don't overstretch that ruptured tendon, that repaired tendon. Some other exercise I would encourage them all to do would be some range of motion movements for the non-immobilized joints, such as the hip, knee, and the toes. So the following are some of the exercises that I would prescribe or at least encourage them all to do while wearing the ankle foot orthosis that he has. So the first one being the ankle clock. So assuming my foot here is the affected side, I would go through the ankle circles, just trying to avoid dorsiflexion. I don't want to do this movement here and do some plantar flexion, inversion with plantar flexion, and some eversion with plantar flexion, just to promote a little bit of that range of motion. So for the knee joint, some mobility work would include just doing some heel slides, just driving the heel back to the knee while being plantar flex. I don't want my toe up. I want it to stay down. And being in that foot orthosis is going to help being 20 degrees in plantar flex position. Some precautions I would include in Jamal's treatment plan would include limiting dorsiflexion to 0 degrees when not wearing the ankle foot orthosis. This is all dependent to and where he is as far as his rehab plan or how far out he is, and also depending on the surgeon and the PT as well. So this will be laid out on the plan of care, and so we want to promote range of motion and strengthening, obviously, but we also want to adhere to those guidelines. So when performing inversion, eversion range of motion as well, just making sure to do that in a plantar flex position. Some additional intervention strategies that will be used to prepare Jamal for return to sport include strengthening for the ankle and the foot musculature, so all those intrinsic, extrinsic foot muscles. An example of this would be using resistant bands while performing all ranges of motion for the ankle. So that would include resisted plantar flexion, inversion, eversion, and when he's ready or in far out enough, that would be resisted dorsiflexion as well. Following the max protect phase, so that's the acute phase, we can start performing closed chain heel raises. We can do this seated just to try to promote some more strengthening. Eventually we can do this standing, bilateral, and then we can continue on to doing unilateral or single leg calf raise. Another important part of the intervention will be reestablishing independent and functional mobility. So this can be accomplished by working on strengthening, as previously mentioned, but also working on restoring balance and independence. So one technique that can be used for performing this would be weight shifting activities in the first bilateral stance. So standing up and just building a little bit of tolerance and confidence, putting some weight through the affected limb, through the affected ankle in this case. The final phase of rehab, which begins around 12 to 16 weeks post-op. And again, this is dependent on how well he's doing in his rehab and also what the surgeon decides to do if he okays it for the exercises. Will include stretching to accomplish full range of motion if it hasn't already been achieved, eccentric loading of the gastric and soleus with heel lowering exercises. And finally, we can incorporate some plyometric training and sport-specific training to build confidence in the patient and also use this opportunity for patient education. So teaching them about having a proper warm-up and ways to reduce the risk of re-rupture of the repaired tendon.